Hi guys, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to OakWell Home. I'm Zita. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the corner. On my channel, I share with you the DIYs I'm doing around my home, the DIYs I create for resale or for my own home decor or to give as a gift. And I show you the process that I go through to make these items into beautiful treasures again. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you how I made over a wooden thrifted item. And I'm also going to share with you how I used some vinyl that I created from my cutting machine to update some items around my home. So let's get started on today's DIYs. So guys, this first DIY, this is a thrifted wooden box. I picked up from the thrift store, and I thought I'd get this for my art supplies when I'm working in another room other than my craft room. Like right here, I'm working in my living room. So I cleaned this up and I scuffed it up a bit, and right here I'm using a fusion paint, and the color is called soapstone. And I'll leave any products that I use today that I can find online, I'll leave it in the description box. So if you're looking for some of these products, just make sure to look in the description box and I'll leave the link if possible. So right here I'm just giving the paint a little stir before I apply it. And I applied 2 coats to this piece. And after the 2 coats were dry, I used some beautiful napkins that I had on hand, and I did a little decoupage on the front of this piece. And I also had an old calendar on hand that had the perfect saying in it for this piece. And I used some carbon paper and a paint pen to apply it. So right here are the beautiful napkins that I picked up from the dollar store. I think these are hydrangeas, but I think it matches perfectly with that gray that I put on the piece. So these are 2-ply napkins, and I just take off the underside of the napkin and just leave the print. And I ripped part of it with my fingers, and then I used some water to rip the rest of the napkin, just to show you the two different choices. Sometimes I just like to use my hands to rip it if you're really careful, and it'll rip fine. But you can also use the water too if you're having a hard time just ripping it without the water. And here's a calendar that I also picked up from the dollar store, and the saying that I'm using says, "Let your ideas bloom," which is absolutely perfect for this art supply box. And right here I'm using some carbon paper or graphite paper, and I'm just cutting that down because those sheets are quite large. So I'm just cutting it down. I'm going to place that under the calendar saying there, and I'm just going to go over that with a pencil to outline the saying that's on the calendar, and then I'm going to go over that with the paint pen that I have. So right here I'm just measuring out where I want the saying to go on the piece, because I'm just going to put more of the decoupage, more on one side than the other, and then just a little on the side closest to the saying. So there, guys, that turns out pretty good with the carbon paper. You can see the print pretty good. So if you guys don't have a cutting machine, you can always use carbon paper and print out a saying that you want on your printer, or use something out of a calendar, and you can very easily see it with the carbon paper. So right here I'm just ripping out that napkin with my fingers, and then I'm going to get some water and a paintbrush just to show you guys the difference in the two. So I'm just placing the napkin where I want it, and then I'm just going to apply that with some Mod Podge, and I start from the center and work out. So right here I'm using a white paint pen, and I'm going to apply that over the lettering that I did with the carbon paper. And I did apply 2 coats of this paint pen. I just let it dry in between the coats, and then I applied another coat just to make it a little darker. What do you think, guys? That turned out pretty good with some carbon paper and a paint pen, eh? So like I said, if you don't have a cutting machine, this is another option for you. For this next few DIYs, I'm just going to show you how I used some vinyl that I cut with my cutting machine and how I updated some items that I already had. So I already printed the words out on the vinyl with my cutting machine. Here I'm just cutting it out. And just to let you know, on the white vinyl, it is really hard to see the lettering when you have to weed it out. It's a lot easier to see it when it's on the black vinyl. So I'm just cutting around the wording, and then I'm going to weed out the letters and then use the transfer tape to apply it to my containers. So right here, I'm just weeding out the lettering, and then I'm just peeling back the excess vinyl. And if you don't have any tools to do your weeding, right here I have a dental pick. Actually, that's what I use, and it works really well. This font that I use for this container is an awesome font. It's a really fun font for a dog treat container, which I'm using it for. So it says Sam's Treats, and I'm making 2 of these decals because I have 2 big, huge dog treat containers for him. So here I'm just applying the transfer tape over the top, and I'm burnishing that with a card that I have here. So once you have that burnished, you just peel back your transfer tape, and I like to peel it back on a slant, especially for these smaller decals. Just kind of press down and peel back. So here's my first dog treat container. So I'm just lining that up and centering it out. So once I have that centered out, I'm just burnishing the decal on there, and again just pulling back on a slant. Isn't that a fun font, guys, for a dog treat container? So here I have my second decal, same as the first decal I did, but one says number 1 and the other one says number 2. So I'm just lining up the 2 containers just to make sure that I get them both centered up. And once I got those centered up, I just did the same thing, just burnished the decal on the container and then just pulled back the transfer tape again. I love these. I love this font. Except for the number 2, it does it on a slant, so that did kind of throw me off. So I did end up taking that off later on after I had them applied, and I straightened it like the number 1. And here's my dog. Just see me fill up his dog treat containers with a lot of dog treats, so he's right there waiting for a treat. He is so sweet, such an awesome dog. Give me some more, Mommy, he says. Give me some more. Don't they look awesome, guys? I love them. And for the decals that I weeded out, I use on these recycled bottles that I had in my recycling, and I also use these for his treats. For this next DIY, guys, I'm doing a Ray Dunn inspired bathroom set with some bottles that I had laying around that were from some skincare products that I had, and these 2 little containers that you see here, these were candles. So I just cleaned them out, and I'm just going to put Q-tips in one, and I'm going to put cotton balls in the other one, and then I have a soap container and a room spray container, all in the amber color, which is really nice to use for the fall season. And I'm not going to lie, guys, this Ray Dunn inspired font, I think it's called the Skinny font, it was horrible to work with. I basically had to pick some of these letters off and apply them individually. And the cutting machine even picked up some of the lettering because it was just so skinny. This is a really nice font once it's on, but I was losing my patience with this one. So if you don't swear, this might make you swear. So I would say avoid this one if you don't have the patience to apply this skinny font. But guys, as you can see here, it did turn out pretty amazing. So enjoy the rest of this reveal, and I'll say goodbye at the end of the reveal. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope this video gave you guys some inspiration for your next DIY. And don't forget to give me a like and a comment. This helps YouTube share my videos with more viewers, which will help my channel grow. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell for more videos like this one. Okay guys, until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome day. Bye.